Hey everyone, welcome to your university, the place where we talk all about the Dragon Ball universe. Today we are going to go through Goku activating the demonic instinct for the first time. And if you would like to see more Dragon Ball content, please leave your like and subscribe to join our university. Different races within Dragon Ball were introduced from the beginning. That being said, as the story goes on, we are unlikely to be introduced to the totality of races in the work, and possibly see it being expanded more and more. With that in mind, could we see something like a new race made up of demons? And with them, would we be introduced to new special transformations of that race? Let's talk about this possibility, drawing parallels with what we know about angels in today's video. Considering the possibility that we have several types of races in Dragon Ball, with an absurd and almost unimaginable variety, even involving gods and angels, why wouldn't we have something that would match their opposite? But before we mention the possibility that these races exist, let's comment on what we know today about angels and their powers. Angels are life forms of extremely high status within the hierarchy of the multiverse. Their role is to guide and teach the gods of destruction to master their destructive abilities while also serving them as their personal assistants. In the case of the Grand Master, however, their duties are to serve and advise Zenon. As deities, they possess divine ki. Whis mentioned the kingdom of angels and their home planet. There are two known types of angels, guide angels and trainee angels. In the manga and anime, it was revealed that the Great Minister is the father of all other known angels, with Kasu being the eldest son. Angels do not need food, although they can eat as a luxury. They also do not need sleep, unlike the gods of destruction and the Supreme Kaiosens. Angels are almost completely incapable of dying, and the only way they can be removed from existence is by violating the laws of angels, which will cause them to automatically disappear. However, if commanded directly by the god of destruction of the respective angel, they can ignore the only law of the angels. This is seen when Whis sets back the time for Z fighters to kill Frieza after he resurrected and achieved the golden form under Beerus command, as well as when Whis resurrected Frieza under Beerus command. There are many other such cases. Angels have abilities that are not usually seen among mortals or even gods, such as Ultra Instinct, Warp, and Temporal Do-Over. Furthermore, it is mentioned by Beerus to Vegeta that angels like Whis are constantly using Ultra Instinct, and as such, are comfortable using it without bodily effort, similar to Goku's principle for Super Saiyan full power. This would explain why all angels have silver hair. Although this is pure speculation, angels possess unfathomable power, having power beyond the gods of destruction and creation abilities similar to the Supreme Kais. They are always in the ultra-enhanced instinct state, and as such have instinctive dodging abilities. So far, they have shown a variety of mystical abilities, such as warping, magic materialization, divination, healing, resurrection, and space-time manipulation. However, they are unable to revive someone killed by a demon. All angels possess the ability to use Ultra Instinct, and unlike others who must transform to achieve it, angels are always in a state of instinct. Most angels wield an angel attendant staff that they can use for a variety of purposes. The Great Minister still has one in the manga. Their strength seems to be the catalyst for training their respective gods of destruction, and also to prevent these gods from getting out of control and going into a rage. This is evident when Whis and Vados interfered between Beerus and Champa's battle, as the ensuing fight would destroy universes 6 and 7. Despite their subservient nature to the gods of destruction and the Supreme Kaiosens, they hold a designation above that of the gods, as Zano spared the angels from being erased in the Tournament of Power. Despite their power, they are subject to laws that prevent them from fighting directly against threats like Moro. However, they can help indirectly by training mortals, as shown by Maris training Goku, and or if their god of destruction requests, they do like Beerus, allowing Whis to use Temporal Do-Over to help the Dragon Team defeat Frieza and expose Zamasu's evil nature. A guide angel is allowed to fight as long as he does not use his full strength, as Maris was allowed to fight as a member of the Galactic Patrol as long as he retained his true power, and Whis briefly fought Super Saiyan Broly when the powerful Saiyan tried to ambush him. In addition, they can also destroy planets if their god of destruction requests it, as shown shown by Vados when she destroyed a planet on Champa's orders. They can also help other deities, such as the Guardian of Earth, as well as the Supreme Kais and Gods of Destruction. Due to their role in training the Gods of Destruction and potential candidates for the position, they share similar abilities, such as God Meteor and Superstar Break, as well as being powerful enough to destroy planets at the request of their respective Gods of Destruction, as shown when Vados destroyed a planet on Champa's orders, even though said planet was located in Universe 7, which is technically outside the jurisdiction of Champa as the God of Destruction of Universe 6 and Vados' position as the Guide Angel of Universe 6. Considering that angels are a race, a category that is still below another, which would be the Gods of Destruction, let's comment a bit on them as well so that we can draw a parallel. While it is funny that angels protect those they destroy, the Gods of Destruction live up to their name. The Gods of Destruction are very powerful deities who destroy planets, races, or threats that endanger the development of their respective universes, unlike the Supreme Kais, the Gods of Creation, who create and fill planets with life in order to maintain the balance of the universe. Together with the Kais, they rule and oversee the former 18, now 12 universes, with each universe having its own destroyer, unlike the angels and the Supreme Kaiosins, with whom they work side by side, and who are all members of the same species respectively. Both being naturally divine, the Gods of Destruction vary greatly in species, none sharing the same species except Beerus and Champa, who are twins and are mortal individuals who became divine from naturally mortal species. Originally, there was a God of Destruction for each of the 18 universes then in existence until Zano destroyed 6 of them, leaving only 12 at the time of their introduction in Dragon Ball Super. Once every millennium, the Kais and the Gods of Destruction go to each other's realms and hold a coordination meeting. On some occasions, the gods may also come together to deal with threats to the existence or stability of their universe or universes. The Gods of Destruction, being significantly stronger than the Kais by nature, are generally more capable of dealing with universal threats than the Kais themselves. However, they seem to have no obligation to heed the Kai's commands, and therefore tend to be capricious as to which threats to eliminate. Despite their almost absolute authority, even the Gods of Destruction have restrictions. They are not allowed to travel through time or allow anyone else to do so, although Whis can transport Beerus through time to the Time Nest, where Kranoa resides, if he wishes to speak with her or at her request, as shown in the Xenoverse series. They are also forbidden to fight each other unless requested or authorized in a safe area, as they can easily destroy their universes if they do. In fact, if a God of Destruction violates these restrictions or is not doing his job to the best of his ability, Zano has the authority to remove or even erase him from office and appoint a new destroyer to replace him. The Gods of Destruction are tied to the Supreme Kais of their universe, and if all the Supreme Kais were to die, the God of Destruction would also die, as a way of maintaining the balance of the respective universe. Only the deities themselves and their assistants possess such knowledge, and only a few outside the upper echelons, including mortals, have received this knowledge. Gods of Destruction are less vulnerable than Supreme Kaiosins in this regard, as they can continue to live as long as there is a single Supreme Kaioshin in their universe, whereas the death of a Supreme Kaioshin would instantly kill all Supreme Kaiosins, regardless of how numerous. This link does not extend to Supreme Apprentice Kais, however, as Go-Wasu's death caused Rumsey's death, despite Zamasu still being alive. Beerus, the God of Destruction of Universe 7, is the one who sealed Old Kai into Swordsea. His administrative zone includes the planet Earth. Each God of Destruction has an attendant angel, such as Whis for Beerus and Vados for Champa. Despite the life bond and god status, a God of Destruction is not obligated to show respect or treat their associated super-Makai kindly. Beerus, for example, constantly belittles the Kais of his universe and has gone so far as to seal Old Kaioshin for some unknown offense. In the manga, Rumsey threatens to kill the Kai of his universe, Gowasu, if his summons to Zano's palace is to rebuke Zamasu's treatment. Interestingly, while Beerus is careful to ensure that no damage happens to his universe Supreme Kais, he has never clashed with Kid Buu, despite Majin threatening to destroy them on at least 2 occasions. However, on both occasions, Beerus was presumably asleep and unaware that the Supreme Kai of his universe was in trouble. The old Kai never mentioned Beerus or sought his help, possibly due to the fear that he might be sealed and the destruction Beerus might cause if he was awakened from his nap prematurely. Thus, in Universe 7, the Kai Ocean is much more vulnerable when Beerus is asleep. Presumably, Whis is unable to help without being expressly ordered. In the manga, it is stated that all the other gods of destruction hold a grudge against Beerus because of his carelessness in falling asleep during Zano's all-universe hide-and-seek tournament, a travesty that made Zano furious, and those gods of destruction had to plan quickly to relieve their anger, a life-and-death decision for which they would always hold Beerus responsible. Now that we know a little better about these two races, or character levels, we could say that it wouldn't be strange to see the opposite of them, or something that are their counterparts. That said, being introduced to the demon race would not be impossible, and their powers, such as transformations, would not be restricted to them, as well as the powers of the angels, since Goku was able to use Superior Instinct, a special ability granted to these high-level characters. The gods of destruction, despite their name, are responsible for maintaining balance. But what if we had something like demons who seek just the opposite? And then we would be introduced to new antagonists, but who could also give Goku and Vegeta, the series' main characters, new transformations that would allow them to reach heights never seen before. Goku with the demonic superior instinct would be very interesting to see, wouldn't it? At the same time, it might scare Whis and the others, but in return, it made them very, very powerful. And do you think we might see the demon race in Dragon Ball? Leave your opinion in the comments. That's it. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any suggestions for videos, don't forget to comment here below, because I'll be reading all of them as I always do. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any content from your university.